Don't drink and drive. Don't drink and text your ex. This is good advice. You should listen to me. Let's drink. Welcome back to Drinking Alone with Christina. I know it's been a while, but I'm still Christina and I'm still drinking alone. It's been over a year now. It's kind of crazy. And I know I had a bit of a hiatus in there because just my life got a little nuts. And not in a bad way necessarily, but I just had a lot of things going on and wasn't really drinking. Certainly not drinking alone. I mean, I haven't had a drink since yesterday. That's true, actually. But before that, it had been a while. So I'm glad to be back with you. And I got to tell you that I don't hold out a lot of hope for today's episode. And the reason for that is I have a feeling I'm going to hate it. But I thought I would try it. So you will recall recently, maybe not that recently, but a guy got busted in the face with a can of Twisted Tea. And so I figured I'd give it a whirl. It's not every day that a beverage becomes a weapon. And my God, look at the size of this thing. It's like the size of my head. But the reason I don't hold out a lot of hope for this product is these things tend to disappoint me. Anytime you take a virgin kind of beverage and you just randomly put alcohol in it, to me it usually tastes like Zima, which we've discussed before, and it's gross. So those hard lemonades are incredibly disappointing to me. So I have a feeling I am not going to enjoy this Twisted Tea. But I'm going to give it an honest shot, and if I am pleased by it, I will be most pleasantly surprised, and I will certainly say so. So let's get right to it, shall we? Yes, I just came home from work, and that's why I look like this. All right. Well, it smells like lemon tea. Okay, so that's not a bad thing. Skull. Ooh. Oh, that is... I am pleasantly surprised. Holy moly, that's actually pretty good. Okay, so I'm glad I got a glass because, I don't want to be all unladylike and wow, and I'm spilling it all over my sewing mat. Because yes, I've been doing a lot of sewing. But it's not very alcoholic though. It's only 5% alcohol, which is like nothing. Wow. I can see you getting messed up on a hot summer day if you had a bunch of these. Yeah. And that's totally a good thing. I'm blown away by how good this is. It's just good. Tastes like iced tea. Tastes like iced tea with lemon, and just it's got the barest little hint of maybe there's something else in there, which is the alcohol. I'm totally drinking this sucker and making a mess at the same time. Yeah, this would be sneaky if you had a bunch of these because it doesn't seem very alcoholic. This is sometimes the best kind, right? Notice that I have given you a different background today, so you see a different part of my house and not just my Venetian blind and the curtain. So it's a little more interesting this way. And my Hoosier cabinet and my art, that sort of thing. Notice there's nothing of value for anybody to steal, okay? So don't be casing it. And it's a big can too. I mean, Did I mention it's as big as my head? Yes, I did. It's amazing. And you have like little pictures of people really drinking it. It's to prove that it's real. It's real. I might actually wish that it was just a teeny, tiny, little bit sweeter. It's almost like a, you know, when you get sweet tea that isn't really sweet, or like a half and half, half sweet, half unsweet, and it's sweet, but it's not sweet. So whereas this was, if this was like, you know, real Southern sweet tea, and you Southerners know what I'm talking about, that would be killer. I was actually in the store looking for Four Loko. Do they still make that? Somebody had commented on my nuke waste video that it seemed reminiscent of Four Loko, and I thought, well, that would be a great episode, wouldn't it? Four Loko. It sounds like a horrible idea. Let's do it. I don't know why you'd want to have alcohol and caffeine at the same time, and it probably messed me up because honestly, caffeine will put me to sleep in a second. And I know that doesn't make sense. It's me. Remember Jolt Cola? All the sugar and twice the caffeine? I used to drink 2 of those and go to sleep. I saw it on the shelf at some point. This was like a few years ago now. And they had changed the formula, and it wasn't quite the same. I mean, the whole point of Jolt was that it was bad for you. I do miss it though, man. I miss Jolt. Stuff like that is why I was like so fat though. And you might be thinking to yourself, why, Christina, you're not skinny now. And you would be right about that, but I was much fatter. That's the truth. I mean, I was in shape because, well, round is a shape, right? I was round. And now I'm more like oval. So let me tell you a funny thing that happened to me at work. I got a piece of metal stuck on my leg and it's still there. Being a welder is so great, right? So it was one of those little wire brushes that you put on your rotary file, and they spit little metal bristles out, and I didn't even realize that it stuck me until I like went home and took my pants off, and I was like, why is there a hole in my leg? And I tried to dig it out, whatever it was. I figured, well, you know, it was a metal shaving or something like that. Turned out it was a wire bristle. They really couldn't get it out, so it's just stuck in there now. It's a souvenir. This is so really amazingly delicious and a real treat, and I'm just so glad I actually picked it up. It is not at all disappointing, and I want to recommend it. I think that even if you aren't trying to beat the crap out of somebody, you should pick up a twisted tea. I mean, actually drink it, you know, and not whack somebody in the head with it. Although, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. This really made me happy. I'm so glad. This is wonderful. Almost gone. And yes, my capacity to ingest liquid is impressive. No, I didn't chug it, but I mean, 24 ounces in a few minutes. I don't think that was bad. So, thanks for joining me again. And I'll try to get back on track and drink a little more with you because I don't want you to be lonely, and I don't want to be lonely while I'm drinking. So I'm going to do this again real soon, and I think I'll probably do like a flavored vodka taste test, since I've already done a vodka taste test. Or maybe I'll do like a whiskey taste test. I'll have to visit the ABC store and see what delights they have for me to pick up, and I'll come up with something good. And I do have actually a couple of ideas for a couple of drinks that I want to try out. So we'll be looking forward to that. And in the meantime, please grab yourself a twisted tea and drink alone with me. And I will talk at you later. Take care of yourself. Bye.